Hello and welcome to Only Murders on TV, the podcast where I review crime dramas, detective shows, and police procedurals. Everything that comes under the crime category. Shows a previous episode I reviewed Broadchurch. This has been a long time coming, but I have been trying to work out what shows I want to review, what works for the form. I'm trying to fix elements that I've not been too keen with. At one point I thought, let's cancel the podcast and turn it to a YouTube channel. I'm still not 100% sure whether or not I want to do that, but we're here now. Today we are talking about a program that was on Alibi, which is a channel here in the UK, which shows like mainly American, not very many original UK crime, other than Annika, which is fantastic, and I have talked about already on Tom TV Show Reviews, which I might adapt into a podcast episode where I talk a bit at the beginning, I work out what other elements of Annika I've not spoke about, and all this and the other. So that could possibly happen. Today we're talking about Red King. It should be The Red King, but Red King. I am not going to name the person that it stars, due to the fact that I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation. So I'll mention what she's been in beforehand, so that anyone that knows will have an idea. So she played Rani in the Sarah Jane Adventures. So picture that in your head, if you know what I mean. It'd be helpful if you do, to be fair. So, let's talk about Red King. So Red King is similar to horror, in the fact that it's, if you think of, I don't know, what's that film called? The Wicker Man. Think of The Wicker Man. The Wicker Man is about a police officer that comes to a rural area, and everything occurs to him in this rural area. So The Red King is a crime drama that also involves a little bit of mythology, a little bit of superstition, and a little bit, only a small amount of horror. So the horror element is the things that they do to these people, and they find out all the little hints and tricks. What you're about to see from this point onwards may be considered a spoiler. Sometimes the host, Tom Mason, me, hello, doesn't always understand what counts as a spoiler on, so he just tries his best, and I might as well just warn you now, just in case. I always have to make sure to warn you, and if you see me looking down on the video version, because I'm trying to make sure A, in focus, B, still recording, and I've got it down there because I thought it was better than looking all the way behind me, like looking backwards, or looking to the side of me, or looking down to the side of me, so it's better doing it this way. So, please enjoy the review again. So, it's about our main character. She's a detective. No, she's a regular police officer, I think. I'm not mistaken. I do apologise if I don't get the DCI and the detective chief constable and all that wrong. It's just I don't think it's been a while since I've seen the programme, and I don't think they ever mentioned what her role was before she moved to this rural island. So she had this friend, and she has an incident where someone dies, and so she's a little bit not alright. Her mental health isn't great. So they send her to this island thinking, oh, that will fix it. But what they didn't know, like the people in London didn't know, that this was a very, very creepy island. Very creepy as an island, right? And you go in and you're going, right, okay, so we've got, everyone knows everyone, yes. That's perfectly fair, that happens in most villages. Everyone knows Jean the baker, Jeff the dentist, Alan the doctor. They all know these people, yes, that makes perfect sense. I'm on board. But wait. They have creepy and weird traditions. Oh no, that's not great, is it? No, that's not great at all. if you're having weird traditions, you know something's not right. The police station, nothing really happens. How weird. A drunk man in the cell. How weird. And all these things are pieced together to make this weird thing. And it takes, if I remember rightly, six to 8 episodes to work out that what is happening was all a trick. She's been lured. She's been lured to this place for the events to occur. And when you compare this to your Broadchurches, your Miss Marples, your Poirots, I found an interesting Poirot that we will talk about on this podcast. It's not strictly in the realms of live action, shall we say, but it is a weird we're never going to talk about Detective Naughty, right? So I can talk about animated police crime detective things if they're relevant to a live action thing like the Poirot Japanese animation, which I do want to talk about because it's absolutely hilarious. Like the concept's hilarious. So let's get back into what we're saying. So it's, if you think of, let's say, series 1 of Broadchurch. Spoilers for series 1 of Broadchurch about to commence now. It's all about Danny Latimer, who is dead, right? And the whole mystery around that. Second series about the court case, and the third series about something completely new. And you get the detective trying to solve the case. You get, oh, it might have been her, oh, it was him, oh, it was them, oh, it was them, and all these things that lead to each thing, and you think, oh, yes, it's that. But with this, the Red King, it's slightly different due to the fact that it's not, they did it. It's not, you don't see Johnny Whittaker running down and finding the body and going, oh no, and then each episode unfolds another story that makes you think that they did it, and then when you come to find the truth, you're like, ah, and you're really shocked at that point because you were thinking, oh, it was Arthur Darvill, who is the vicar, and you'll be thinking, oh yeah, it's the vicar, and then you realise that where you were thinking might have not been correct, or it might have been correct. It depends on if you've seen the program or not. And so with this, the Red King is one of those where Red King. It's one of those where you don't have any clue what's about to happen at any point in the show. You can't suggest that X, Y, and Z is going to occur. You can't suggest you know the outcome of it, because you can only not suggest it just because it's one of those where it's not really, there's been a murder and blah blah blah. It's more of, there's a weird town, people going missing, how is that related to this? And there's old crimes that never got solved, and you're looking at it going, is this it? Is this what we're trying to solve? Is this the crime? And then the more you watch, the more unfolding it gets, and you go, that's not really what this program's about. It's actually that. And I'm not gonna say supernatural. I'm gonna say like the folk tales, because it's one of those like like they suggest that on the summer solstice, the Earth and the Moon collide, and it's the time you can stand around Stonehenge and dance with no clothes and do whatever. You know what I mean? It's one of those like folk things that certain groups of people take really seriously, which is perfectly fine. I've got no issue with it. It's just a broad example. So it's one of them. So there's a tradition on the island that happens every year. They do X, Y, and Z, but because of, they find out who did the crime because there is a crime involved in it. So the underlying story for why she's gone to this island is this underlining mystery, which is a missing person. It's a mystery that helps to balance the series out. So it's not Weird Island, what's going on. There's a mystery. It had been unsolved for years, and they eventually solve. Then you try and solve it, but then there's an undercover. There's like an even more how do you go about it, more detail to this crime, and you go, oh no, there's more to it than what you thought. So what you thought were not what was happening. So you sat there, you're going, oh no, don't choose the right option. Don't do that. No, Rani Chandra, no. And then you go, oh, right. And then the final episode, the outcome to end the series, which I hope there's a series 2, but the outcome to end the whole program, right? The final moment when everything turns out not what you expected, but when it eventually comes, you go, woohoo! Yes! Yeah! Woo! Way to go! Woo! Yeah! Hey! And you get really excited, and you're over the moon, and you're like, woohoo! And everything is fine, and you go, can I have a series 2, please? And then they go, well, can't tell you yet. We can't tell you yet. We won't tell you. No, we won't tell you for a while. We'll do a really awful rebrand. Terrible. That's the letter U. Awful rebrand. And then we'll just not tell you whether or not that or Annika's returning. And you're like, what? But to be fair, it's a nice conclusion, so you're not 100% bothered if you don't go back for a second series, because you're happy that the outcome of the series perfectly wraps up the show if the show doesn't return. And it's one of those things where you get really happy that something might not return, because you're like, I've got a happy conclusion. It's not like we've cancelled it in the middle and they've not even solved the crime yet. It's one of those where you're like, oh, yeah, I'm happy about that. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Yes, oi, I'm happy about it. Oi, I'm happy about it. And being happy about it is a good thing. So, there we have it. That is another stellar episode of the podcast, Only Murders on TV. Now, let's just say this before we end it. Podcasts can be any length, from a minute to 4 hours. This podcast is as long as I feel appropriate to talk about the programme, appropriate to discuss my point, and appropriate for not spoiling the programme too much. And this podcast isn't going to ever have any guests on it, unless I end up getting interviewing an actor that's in the programme I'm going to be talking about in the next episode, and then I end up doing a review of it and slotting bits of the interview within the episode. Yes, that might happen. That's perfectly fine. I'm got no issue with that. But this is an evolution. So each episode is going to be better than the last, because Toby Haydock, a comedian and Doctor Who aficionado, does the Doctor Who documentaries for the Blu-ray box set. He has a podcast where he rambles quite a lot about an episode of Doctor Who, but then it helps talk about other aspects of life itself. So what we're doing as a podcast is we're listening to that, because that's a solo endeavour, working out how does the sound quality sound, how does the audios and the music extra sounds, and how does that benefit for the listening experience, how can I involve that whilst including a visual element, which is you. So Only Murders on TV will return at some point in the future, but first of all I just have to do other podcasts first, and then I'll come back to this. But this is less of, if it was a YouTube channel, then I would upload this straight onto the YouTube channel called Only Murders on TV. It would still be a podcast. There'll still be an audio podcast for it, yes, but just all the visual, all of this would be on that YouTube channel. So let me know in the comment section down below if you want Only Murders on TV to become a YouTube channel as well as a podcast. So it'll still be a podcast, but there should be all the visual content will be on a YouTube channel. Not deleting anything off here. That's currently here. It's just the episode will be transferred over, and then I'll create a new banner, and everything will just be that instead of being on here, which is the weird side if you're watching this on on YouTube, which is a channel that I do TV, talk about the history of TV. I review idents, I review adverts, I review theme tunes, I interview people, I make short films. I do all sorts on this channel. I do documentaries about TV mainly, but I do all sorts. So hopefully, if you want this to be it's on YouTube channel, let me know in the comment section down below, and I might even share it with that question underneath. So, thank you guys for watching, and remember that if you want to watch a good crime drama from the UK and beyond, right, I recommend just searching the genre, because channel4.com, which is all for really, that's got a good selection of UK and beyond crime dramas. The BBC iPlayer has fantastic UK and beyond crime dramas like Scandinavian stuff. VIA Play has a few good crime dramas, which is a Amazon Prime channel, which you have to get a separate subscription to, or you can get a 7-day free trial. What else is it? Amazon Prime got some good UK and beyond crime dramas. Netflix also has some good UK and beyond crime dramas. Channel 5 has some okay crime dramas from the UK. ITV on ITVX has some good UK and Australian crime-based programming. I don't know about foreign language ones. UK TV Play, that's now known as You, has some cracking UK crime dramas. I'm not too sure about internationally, as in foreign language ones, but they have some really good American crime shows on it. Sky, which is Sky Atlantic, and Sky has some good UK crime-based programs on it. The Tunnel is a questionable decision, but I'll talk about that separately because that's in a broader picture with The Bridge, so it's broader. SVT, which is SVTV, which is Scottish TV. That's a fantastic Taggart documentary, which is incredible. And the Apple TV App Store, search iTunes Store, which is now coming, has some good crime stuff in that, because that's like amalgamation of everything. And there's good crime drama podcasts, good crime drama audio dramas, and there's some good crime drama elsewhere in books forms and all that. So, anyway guys, thanks for listening. Bye bye! I'm going to walk off that way if you're watching the video version. Basically, I'm just going to walk off camera.